This video is for the version of you that's tired from restarts and excuses. So grab your drink, you're gonna need it. This is gonna be honest and a little bit harsh. Still waiting for motivation to magically appear? Cute. So let me guess. You're also still waiting for your productivity era to start on its own, right? To wake up one morning, different. Suddenly you're obsessed with routines, lemon water, and journaling about your perfect life. Yeah, that version of you, she's not coming. Girl, stop waiting for the perfect day when life start feeling easy. Energy feels endless and discipline just clicks. That day is not on the calendar. You don't wait for discipline, you build it. So girl, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you some tough love. I'm gonna be completely honest, a little bit harsh, but you're gonna thank me later because I'm about to change your life. By breaking down to you what self-discipline actually means, 10 real steps will teach you how to finally stick to your goals, how discipline, confidence, and self-respect are deeply connected. How I learned that the hard way. And finally, the part that's gonna sting a little bit, which is why if you truly have self-respect, you must have self-discipline. And by the end, I will also recommend to you some books that can help you dive in even deeper. This video will give you everything that I've learned the hard way from those books, some other sources, and honestly, from life kicking me in the face a few times. So let me start by telling you that self-discipline is not romantic. It's you doing the thing that you said you would do after the excitement is dead and long gone. Motivation, it's a guest star, but discipline is the main character. And no, this is not one of the videos that tells you wake up at 5 a.m. I'm not trying to turn you into a robot. I'm just here to tell you that you are the one breaking your own promises. Every time you say I will start tomorrow and you don't, your brain learns that your own words mean nothing. And that's when everything starts to fall apart. Because when you break promises to yourself, you stop taking yourself seriously. You start questioning your goals, questioning your worth, and assume you will fail before you even start. Not because you're lazy, but because you have proven to yourself too many times that your words don't mean action. You know, that tiny voice in your head that says, what the point? You won't stick to it anyway. That's not your inner voice or critic. That's the echo of every broken promise to yourself. The truth is, it's not failure that destroys confidence. It's inconsistency. It's the constant cycle of hyping yourself up and abandoning yourself when it's inconvenient. Because how are you supposed to trust a person that keeps lying to you? And if that person is you, this is where self-doubt was born. So no, discipline is not about being strict or robotic. It's proving to yourself one small action at a time that you can be trusted again. That your words mean something. That when you say I will show up, you actually do. And I know, right now, that might feel hard. Because you have broken promises to yourself so many times, it almost feels impossible to believe in yourself again. But that's exactly why we're here. We're not waiting for the perfect version of you to show up, we are building her. And let's take us to the 10 steps of actually building your self-discipline. Step 1. Redefine discipline. Everyone have goals. I want to work out, I want to wake up early, I want to be consistent. Cute, but why? If you don't know why you want something, you will quit the second it's inconvenient. You don't need a long essay, you just need clarity. Say it like this: I want to wake up early because I hate that anxiety of rushing. That's your reason. That's emotional fuel. That's what pulls you out of bed when motivation doesn't. Because when your why is weak, your discipline will be too. If your reason is something like, I want to do it because I saw someone else do it, you're not building a goal, you are building a performance. And the second no one is watching your performance, you will quit. But when your reason comes from you, from how you want to feel, from the peace you want to have, and from the version of yourself that you are becoming, that's different. That's when you stop chasing motivation and start building identity. So before you start anything, ask yourself, do I actually want this or do I want to want it? Because your answer to this will decide if your goal lasts for 3 days or changes your life. The second step of rebuilding your self-discipline is stop waiting to feel ready. Stop trying to go from zero to Olympic athlete overnight. If you have never read a book this year, don't start your goal by wanting to read a chapter per day. Start by 1 page. The smaller the step, the easier it is to build momentum. Your brain hates drastic change, but it loves progress. Tiny progress compounds, and that's where discipline grows. Because the truth is, waiting to feel ready, it's just a prettier version of procrastination. Keep convincing yourself there's a perfect move, perfect day, or perfect setup. But newsflash, this version of perfect, it doesn't exist. You think people who are consistent feels ready every day? Please. They don't wake up glowing with motivation and green juice in hand. They just start. They still wake up tired, still not feeling like it, but they just don't give their feeling the steering wheel. Because if they did, they will be in the same spot, scrolling, fantasizing about productivity, but doing nothing. So girl, when it's time to do the thing, stop opening the group chat, stop making snack runs, and stop convincing yourself you're gonna do it later. Later is good for never. And discipline is not about feeling ready. It's about doing it, especially when you don't feel like it. The secret is not to wait until you're ready. It's to start immediately and so small that you don't even have the time to argue you're with yourself. One action, one tiny promise kept. Because once you start, you shift from I can't do it to I did it. And that tiny shift is how you start believing in yourself again. Which takes us to step 3. Start embarrassingly small. Like so small that it makes you roll your eyes. Because that's how real progress looks. Awkward, slow, and so tiny that you can't even see it in the beginning. Everyone wants the aesthetic version of discipline. The color-coded planner, 5 a.m. workout, the matchability moment. No one wants the part when you do one squat and feel sore after that. Read one page of the book and feel sleepy. Guess what? That's where it starts. Not in perfection, in cringe. You want to build a habit? Cool. Do it badly first. Do it clumsy. Do it half asleep. Do it while you're complaining even. The goal is not to impress anyone. It's to show up. Because showing up badly is still showing up. You think people who run 10 miles started with 10 miles? No. They started with half that jog to the corner store. You wanna draw daily? Great. Draw a stick figure. You started. You wanna meditate? Fine. Sit there for 30 seconds and just breathe. And if your mind starts wondering about dinner, congratulations. That's normal. The magic happens when you stop wanting to be perfect at something before you even started. You will never feel ready, but you can always be brave enough to start small. Embarrassingly small until it's not embarrassing anymore. Because one day, these tiny worthy of eye rolls attempts will stack up. And someone will ask you, how did you stay so consistent? You will just laugh because it all started with one awkward, tiny, unglamorous step. Step 4. Make it hard to fail. If you want to scroll less, put your phone across the room. If you want to drink more water, put your water bottle next to you. Make good habits stupidly easy and bad ones slightly annoying. Your environment should make the good choice the default one, not a battle, because let's be honest, your environment controls you more than your motivation ever will. You can't rely on feeling strong today if your phone is sitting in front of you whispering just one more scroll. Make temptation inconvenient, or not banning it, or just making it work for the effort. It's not about being strict, it's about being strategic. You're not supposed to fight every urge with your willpower. You're supposed to set things up you don't have to fight at all. And that's the truth. Your willpower, it's not unlimited. It runs out. You burn it out every time you resist a tiny thing, like not checking your phone, trying to choose salad over fries. Stop wasting limited energy on tiny stupid decisions. Save the strengths for the big stuff. Things that actually moves your life forward. Disciplined people are not stronger, just don't make it harder than it needs to be. So yeah, stop relying on your willpower. Redesign your surroundings, outsmart your bad habits. Make failure a hassle. That's what discipline actually looks like. Not suffering your way through life, but setting it up so it's hard to mess up. And that's exactly what takes us to step 5. Stack habits. Motivation, it's exactly like Wi-Fi. Disappears when you need it the most. If you say I will work when I feel inspired, that's unreliable. But if you say I will work every Tuesday after work at 7 p.m., on my personal project, that's reliable. And that's where it gets smart. Stop trying to invent new habits out of thin air. Stack them onto things that you already do. You already check your phone, brush your teeth, make coffee. Use that. You don't need a whole new routine, you need a hook. For example, while I'm drinking my morning coffee, I will plan my top 3 tasks for the day. After I get home from work, I will spend 20 minutes on my personal project before dinner. That's called habit stacking. Pairing a new action with something that's already automatic. So your brain doesn't freak out about starting a new habit. You're basically tricking your own brain into thinking that discipline is part of your normal life. Because it is. When you stack habits, you remove the decision-making part. No overthinking, no negotiation, it just flows. And let's be honest, the more decisions you make in a day, the faster your brains start throwing tantrums. Save your mental energy for things that matters. Like actually showing up, not debating if you actually feel like it. Build system, stack hacks, and let discipline sneak into your daily life. So you don't even notice that you are becoming that girl. Now step 6, which is the 2-level rule. Here's how you beat perfectionism. Always have 2 versions of your habit. The minimum version and the ideal version. Example, minimum, walk for 10 minutes. Ideal, work out for 45 minutes. Minimum, brainstorm one idea for your side project. Ideal, work for 2 hours on your project. When you're tired, do the minimum. When you're on fire, go all in. Point is, either way you showed up, you're building trust again. You're showing your brain that you can be trusted doing something even when you can't do everything. Perfectionism isn't about high standards. It's about fear. You're not scared of doing it wrong, or scared of not starting perfect and amazing the first time you do it. Consistency isn't about doing your best every day. It's about refusing to do nothing. So the minimum version, it keeps the habit alive. So stop waiting for perfect energy, perfect timing, perfect vibes. Do the version that fits the day you're having. That's what makes you disciplined. Not flawless effort, but showing up every day, no matter what. Now, step 7, rebuild self self-trust. Stop emotionally rating yourself. You're not good or bad, babe, you're collecting data. When you track habits, start seeing patterns instead of failures. Example, every Thursday I follow my routine. Cool, now you plan lighter Thursday. That's discipline, not punishment. You can't hate yourself into becoming consistent. You can only understand yourself enough to adjust. And tracking is not about perfection, it's about awareness. When you start seeing your patterns, you start realizing that your life is not actually falling apart. It's just predictable. You skip workout when you sleep late. You overeat when you're stressed. You scroll too much when you're bored. Okay, so fix the pattern, not yourself. And please, stop acting shocked every time it happens. Like, oh no, I did it again. Like, yes, babe, you do it again because you do it every week. That's literally your pattern. Congratulations, you have identified it. That's how self-trust is rebuilt. Not through massive dramatic change, but through small moments of honesty. Every time you follow through, even on something tiny, you're sending your brain evidence that you mean what you say. And that evidence stacks up. That what turns I hope I can to I know I will. Because self-discipline, it's not external force, it's internal credibility. It's knowing that your word actually means something. So yeah, stop declaring war on yourself every time you mess up. Learn from it, adjust, keep going. That's how confident, grounded people operate. They don't chase perfection, they just don't quit. And honestly, that's why when I'm trying to re-evolve myself to become the next version of me, I don't look myself into one strict plan right away. I experiment, I test. I have a few weeks when my routine is still flexible. I switch things around, stack new habits onto different ones, try different systems. Because self-discipline is not forcing yourself into a box. It's about building the right one for you. So you have to actually figure out what works out for your life, what's feel natural enough to maintain, and what actually serves your goals instead of just looking aesthetic. That's the part that people usually skip, the experimentation phase. Step 8, protect your energy. Take the damn break. Burnout is not a badge of honor. Real discipline is not doing more, it's knowing when to pause. Schedule breaks protect your energy. Not the kind of break where you accidentally scroll on your phone for 3 hours. That one actually drains your energy even more. I'm talking about the kind of break that actually fuels you. The kind you plan, look forward to, and actually feel excited about. Because it's actually gonna refill your tank for the next round of focus. Whatever that looks like for you. Going out with friends, planning a cozy night at home, having a movie night, or just curling up with your favorite mystery book. That's the kind of rest that actually gives you energy instead of stealing it from you. Because rest is not lazy, it's literally how you recharge your discipline battery. So take the damn break before your brain forces one on you. They are called creativity blocks if you don't know. Step 9, make it enjoyable and reward yourself. Okay, listen. If your version of self-discipline feels like torture, you're doing it wrong. You're not joining the military, you're just trying to be a little bit more consistent. Calm down. Here's the thing, if you're hating every second of what you're doing, your brain is gonna be like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that again. So instead of turning your life into a boom camp, make it fun. Put on your favorite playlist while you clean, romanticize your morning routine like you're in a movie, or even turn your goal into a game. For example, if you are building a business next to your 9-to-5 job, make a challenge. How fast you can actually finish the tasks for your job to have an hour to work on your own business. Track your progress, celebrate every tiny win, and treat it like leveling up in your own game. Because you literally are. It's your own game, babe. Own it. And you don't need to be so serious to be disciplined. You just need to trick your brain into wanting to show up. Because when you actually enjoy the process, or at least don't hate it, that's when discipline starts to stick. So yeah, make it enjoyable. Because if it's always miserable, you're not building discipline, you're building resentment. And yeah, reward yourself, seriously. Every time you follow through, give yourself a tiny win. Watch an episode, grab a treat, do a little victory dance, buy that bracelet that you like, whatever makes your brain light up. It's not cheating, it's strategy. You're teaching your brain that consistency feels good. And that's the secret sauce of making discipline long-term. I actually have a little memo on my phone that's called the reward system. Every goal that I set have an equal sign next to it and the reward after that. Simple, and the rewards are not huge. They are just things that makes me happy. Like, if I hit a goal, I will buy myself iced coffee instead of making one at home. They are so simple, but they make the process worth it. And this little part literally changed my life. Now, step 10, and one of the hardest. Surround yourself with the right crowd. Ever notice how athletes train together? There's a reason for that. No one becomes great by hanging around people who are lazy, negative, or not that serious about it. You can't run faster if everyone around you is walking. Think of it like a team sport, because discipline is one. You want people who push you, not the ones who hands you excuses like a snack. You want friends that will say to you, let's go to the gym, not let's skip today and order fries. The one that will say, we can't skip lectures. We are building our future, not the one that will take you partying in the time of exams. If you are surrounded with people who treat effort like it's an option, you will start doing the same. But when you hang around people who show up, who take their goals seriously, it rubs off. That energy is contagious. So yeah, surround yourself with the right crowd. You can call it your personal discipline team. So after all of that, if you are still asking what the link between discipline and confidence, I will actually tell you I'm not surprised. Because this part is the part that people don't talk about, which is self-discipline and self-confidence are the same muscle. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. Every time you break one, your confidence dies a little bit. Discipline builds a proof that you can trust yourself. And that's what confidence is. No affirmation, no fake positivity, proof. When I started actually showing up for my goals, my confidence didn't grow because I looked different. It grew because I stopped lying to myself. And that's when everything started to shift. I stopped feeling like an imposter in my own life because when you push through discomfort, when you choose effort over excuses, you are literally training your confidence. And that's why confidence and self-discipline are the same muscle. They are both built on evidence. Evidence that you have showed up. Evidence that you've got your own back. And that takes it to the part that will sting a little bit. Because babe, you say that you respect yourself, but do you? Because self-respect is not bubble bath and journaling. It's doing what's good for you even when you don't want to. If you have self-respect, you don't ghost your own goals. You don't break your own word. You don't call yourself lazy and then scroll for another 2 hours. And yeah, even breaking up with that toxic ex, that takes self-discipline too. Because yeah, you can block him once, but self-discipline and consistency, that stops you from unblocking him. Because let's be for real, you don't need closure, you need self-control. You act like someone you respect. And discipline is not punishment, it's protection. You protect your future self from your current comfort. And when you start living that way, life gets quieter, but better. And you start trusting yourself again. So here is the truth. You don't need a better planner or a new morning routine. You just need to start doing what you said you would do. Start small, stay honest, and stop waiting for the perfect moment. Because it's already here. If that hit you, hit subscribe. Not because it's polite, but because I make videos that don't sugarcoat the work. And because we are going together with coffee, a little bit of sarcasm, and a lot of honesty. And by the way, if you want to go deeper after this, the books that completely changed my life and how I see discipline and consistency are Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success by Steve Harvey, The Power of Self-Discipline by Brian Tracy, and of course, Atomic Habits by James Clear. I have read so many self-help books, but most of them have a lot of fluff and fillings. Those ones hit different. They are straight to the point and real. So I have gave you everything that I've learned the hard way in this video, but if you want to go even deeper, there are where you start. I hope the tough love stung a little bit. That means it worked. So yeah, sorry, but I'm not really sorry for coming at you a little bit hard today, because one day you're gonna thank me for it. So yeah, stay tuned for more tough love, same honesty on videos every Saturday. Bye!